We'll call the Forestville Town Board meeting to order at 6:30 on August 23rd, 2021. Roll call, please.
Roy Engelbert,
Present.
Larry Huber,
Present.
Jason Klahach,
Here.
Dina Schmidt. Here. I'm Ruth Kirscher, and also present Greg Boyko.
Thank you. Has the agenda been properly
Yes, it has.
posted? Okay, the agenda is in front of you. A motion to be in order would be in order to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'd second.
Motion made to approve the agenda. That's no changes I see. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. You have the minutes from July 19th.
Posted, and I didn't see any errors or problems with it. Haven't heard anything, have you? Ruth?
I did misspell Niles Road. I had Niles and I know better. But I changed it on mine, so.
Okay, well, okay, and I make a motion that we approve the minutes with
As
a correction
corrected.
to the spelling of Niles Road.
Aye, second.
Motion made to approve the minutes from July 19th with the changes. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion is carried. Okay, public comments and correspondence.
Now, don't we have treasurer's final financial report?
Oh, yes, so we'll,
The next
yeah,
item.
we better look at that first before we go on.
All right.
You want to give Dina a chance here.
Cemetery checking, we have $57.45. The cemetery perpetual care, we have $10,128.32. Cemetery savings, we have $2,864.46. Town checking, we have $1,196.12. Money market, we have $153,400.59. And the LGIP general, we have $275,879.04.
And only one receivable.
One receivable,
But that's a recent.
yeah, because I forgot to send it out last month, so I sent it out this month.
Okay.
You see the treasury report, any questions on the treasury report?
The only question I had on the treasury report, oh, I see, we have it, it's here. Cemetery, ins and outs and such are, instead of being at the end, they're now.
Yeah, they're now in the front, yep.
Okay, fine.
No other questions on the treasury report.
I'll make a
Motion
motion to approve the treasurer's report.
I second.
motion made to approve the treasury report. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Public comments and correspondence. I don't have any correspondence at this time. I'll pick that up when we talk about the certain subjects that we have on the agenda. So that's what I have. Greg, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do. Had a little issue now. Nice road. They did a nice job. They did on the Solona Road, but when it came to put the gravel in, they kind of missed my place. Friday night, I went down and mowed the property on the farm, and it's a 6-inch drop off. I can't get my car down there. I can't get my lawnmower down there.
So they
And
didn't,
so,
they didn't taper the gravel down?
they got the side gravel in, which is like 30 inches.
Shoulder.
Yeah,
The shoulder, but they didn't do anything in the drive.
okay,
So it's 6 inches higher there, and my east ones are not quite as bad, so both driveways, they didn't do anything to. I took a ride down to see what my neighbors got, and every neighbor, the residential driveways are nice gravel in there, and every access to the farm property, there's gravel all over those. But they kind of bypassed mine all the way up.
the ones in your house, by your house and also by.
Well, the one by the farm, my farm
Yeah.
property, that's what they did the one by the house, but Saturday afternoon, I went and scrapped some gravel off and threw a little more in there. So basically, I'd like to get that done.
Down by your dad's place.
Yeah, that was my place out there.
Well, I
Yeah,
know, yeah.
that place, yeah, both drives, there's an east and west drive, but the west one's really 6 inches deep, 6 inches off.
The west one?
The west one, that's the one, yeah, toward Maple.
Yeah,
Toward Maple,
yeah,
right.
okay. Yeah, they finished that Thursday.
Yeah.
And they
This
were,
Friday I went down and checked, I figured, well, I get down there and.
yeah, they were,
Down there
I
more.
went past there on Thursday morning, they were just going up the hill, and when I went back in the afternoon, they were done, so they missed you. Yeah, well, I'll call them tomorrow morning.
Well, I talked to my neighbor, Jason Bluck. He's on the east side of me. He's got the barn and the pole building.
Oh, yeah.
He would be here, but he's on the road. On him, they did the same thing. They went right past his. They didn't put any gravel. It's not 6 inches though. He says usually he might go get in with his truck, but you know what, they like to camp there, and usually comes there with the truck, sets everything up, and his wife comes with the kids with the car. Well, that isn't gonna work too well for his car. So basically, they bypass mine and they pass by Jason Bluck's.
Jason is the first one going east
Next to me, yeah.
Yes.
He's property east of me, yeah.
on the same side of the road?
Same side of the road.
Okay, so there's three power.
Yeah, three
Three places.
three driveways, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was taking a call in the township of the county office, but I kind of figured to tell me that they're gonna be backlogged or something.
No, there's one man in charge of that, Rob Robinson, and
I'd like
that's
to get that done as soon as possible.
Yeah, okay. I'll give him a call.
Appreciate that.
before I leave tomorrow, but. Okay. Anybody got correspondence on anything? You were gone, so you don't know.
I got nothing.
Okay,
I just have a couple things to mention. I did get the equalized value from the state, but it's just for state figures only, and it went up. Our town has 9.5% more equalized valuation. And I'm just waiting for the final one to come out. That one didn't come out yet. And I think I mentioned in an email, the district maps, the census is completed and the district maps will be drawn up soon. And our September meeting is what, the 22nd, I believe, and that's the day or the day after that we get the ward divisions. And we have to approve them prior to our October meeting.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
cover that.
okay,
I got
all right.
that in one of my reports here.
And I guess the rest is okay. We can cover it later. Okay.
The only thing I sent you guys an email about the trees.
No, we got a lot of problem with trees.
Okay, so we got
Yeah,
that.
some trees leaning and some of them were pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay,
That's that one down on J, right?
approve the change of Visa charge card due date.
Yeah, I have to change the date on the two charge cards, yours and mine, to the 28th of each month. And if I have to have a motion for that and signatures.
Okay,
So, oh, I'm sorry,
what's the due date now?
the 28th.
What is it now?
Oh, it's like the 26th.
26.
And last time they had said it was late and it wasn't. And then I would like to have that,
So also,
because some of the meetings are later and I just want to make sure even by 2 days to get that in.
okay. So we need a motion to change the
Yes,
date
uh-huh.
on that change. So we would change the date from the 22nd to the 28th.
28th, yes,
Okay,
26th
I
or 28th.
I make that motion to change the date on the Visa charge card from the 22nd of the month to the 28th of the
It's
month.
the 26th it is, but
26th of
yeah.
the month to
uh-huh,
28th of the month. Okay.
I sent you
28th.
that.
Is there a second?
Yeah.
You second it, Jason?
I sent you that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
All right.
Signature of everybody.
Oh, my two.
So they need the entire board to sign it. And it's
Yes,
gotta be
and it has to
in
be,
our minutes.
I have to, and the agenda, I always have to do everything.
All right.
Okay, I guess,
Thank you.
Ruth, to back up, I guess you got ahead of me there. Okay, 6B. I got that. Mentioning. Is that the county now, Evers vetoed the action to slow down redistricting so that we could keep,
Oh.
I'm talking about the redistricting for the county supervisors.
Right.
And so the only thing it's affecting is the county supervisors. And that everybody got their undies in a bundle when they heard the term redistricting. They were thinking about your senators and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And so Evers vetoed that to disallow it from extending the district, the county supervisors being elected on their old lines and for 2022, and it would be done in 2022. So here's what's happening. As you know, and you got in the paper, you got the town, our county went up to over 30,000 population. We don't have that final information for our township. But the county now has got a task force and they're gonna be redeveloping the supervisor district lines.
Right.
And one of the things they have to do is consistently keep into the census block. There's so-called what they call census blocks. And they're supposed to keep the lines within the census blocks. They're also supposed to keep the district supervisors lines within the same municipality. They don't do that in Door County. Our district lines have been separated. So here's their schedule. They're going to have a hearing on or about August 23rd, or publish the hearing. And then they're going to be having the hearing around September 15th. And after that hearing, they're going to send the listing to us. Now, if we change their lines to make it, because we have wards, they have district supervisors territory. We can make our wards different, but it's not necessarily going to change the district supervisors lines. And if we changed our district supervisors lines and make our own ward lines, we might run into a problem down the road when we have a state senator and they split us in. So it behooves us to keep the lines the same as what the county does, but that's, we have that option. So here's what Ruth was saying. We might have to have, our next meeting is going to be on
The
The
20th.
20th.
the 20th, yeah. Meeting that was supposed to 20, yeah.
And their lines
September
come out on
20th,
the
right here underlined.
22nd. I believe they'll be notifying me on the 22nd.
You're right, so we
Or that's
might
what they
have,
decide.
we might have to have a meeting sometime before our next
Mhm.
meeting on this. So that's the schedule, that's what,
Well, it would be after the September meeting.
yeah, after the September meeting,
Between September and October.
yeah.
Just be a special. board
Right, the
meeting?
special board meeting just for
Just
approving,
For dealing with. the
Yeah.
right, the lines,
census
yes.
lines.
Because this all has to be done by the 10th of November and published in November 23rd, because the county supervisors take out their papers on December 1st.
I thought it was October, just before the October meeting, that we have to approve it.
I think I think you're right.
Between September 22nd and October, I think 18th here is published
But it
post notice
says
hearing.
municipalities
Transmit
have to
water plans
transmit
back
their
to
water plan
counties.
back to the county by the 18th of October.
Mhm.
You see, our meeting is the 18th of October. So
We have to
And
transfer.
it's got to be there before.
before our meeting,
that day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why we would have to have maybe a
Yep.
special meeting
Yep.
once we get that stuff.
Yeah.
Is that something we do like after one of our road review meetings or something? Because that runs right around September, doesn't it, road review?
Mhm.
We usually end at the end of October usually.
We usually go later with.
Yeah, but this year we'll get into that. We can get into that. So that's the schedule that's coming out. We may have to have a meeting sometime in the first part of October.
Okay.
And then you also, Ruth, you got the equalization,
Yes.
2021 equalization values. We don't have to do a thing about that right at this.
No,
point.
no.
And
I'm waiting for the final report to come out because it says this apportionment is for state tax only.
State tax only.
So, and there might not be any changes, but
Yeah.
it's hard to tell.
And you all see the York County Pulse for County Group about 8.2%.
Mhm.
So we don't have any information for our townships yet.
No, there was no breakdown, all of those was at a county
Yeah,
level.
yeah, they should have that information. So. Okay. Next item is consideration of an ordinance amending the provisions of the town of Forestville room tax ordinance. Back in October 20th of 2008, the town board enacted an ordinance for the collection of tax on overnight lodging. Its passage, the town of Forestville membership in Door County Tourism Zone becomes effective January 1st, 2009, and is incorporated into the town of Forestville Code of Ordinance. The full text of ordinance 2008-2 can be viewed at the office of the clerk on Mill Road with a phone number. Now, we never posted that ordinance in ours. This is the
No,
only,
I noticed that too when I
This is
went to look at
For
it.
that,
Yeah,
and
I have it
couldn't find
here.
and I thought, oh, boy.
this is the only
Yeah.
thing we have.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, I know we talked about this fight, and we can do a couple things here. We can postpone this until next month, this conversation. What some of the townships have done, the Clay Banks postponed until next month. Since we're a week later, I'm checking around, Assawapi approved it last week. If we elect not to go along with this amendments of going up to 8%, we are out of the ballpark, as was posted.
We're outside the tourism, so we're not a part.
We're outside, according to this little letter in our county pulse, we're outside of that.
Right.
And how many Airbnbs we have in our township, I don't know. I think I suspect there's 4 or 5 right now. Something like that.
And the possible potential, there could be more in the future.
Yeah, so, Nassawapi visiting with the clerk, she said, well, it amounts to about $40,000 for us. If you elect not to go, you will have to collect your own taxes and keep it, you'd have to follow this yourself if you want to, because by our ordinance, we got 5%.
Still 5, yeah.
So if we don't do anything, and we have a choice. What has been provided to us is giving us an ordinance number, and we can approve it right now. And then we get an intergovernmental room tax agreement that we would have to sign. And that goes to the destination Door County. And that would be one thing.
Isn't there also that tourism group? I mean, not the destination Door County, but the tourism zone, what do they call that? That one that produces all the paper for.
Door County
Destination.
Tourism.
That's the new
Yeah.
name.
That is.
That's the new
Oh,
name.
Destination.
Yeah.
Alright, they
Used to be
changed
the Chamber of Commerce,
Yeah.
then it was Door County
Yeah.
Tourism, now it's Destination Door County.
The same place.
Yeah.
Same place,
They're the
Same
ones that
mafia,
were
different.
pushing this thing.
yes,
All right, we were not in favor,
that's right.
but they got the required number of the 19 municipalities, they got their quorum,
Quantum.
whatever,
Yeah.
to do it. In my way of thinking is, right now, the county itself overall is completely within the jurisdiction of that room tax thing.
Yep,
I don't know that we would want to try and go our own for the 4 or 5 we have. It's not,
No.
we don't get much for this.
no,
We get pittance.
Right, and then we'd also be knocking down the potential future Airbnbs that may have wanted to have something like this. We'd be knocking their ability down, I think, too.
Well,
No, because they can
could
still
then-
do it,
Oh,
They can still do it,
But
but then
we have to
it's
take
on
care of
We
the
have
us
to take- Yeah, we have to take
to
care of it.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Where are they? Who's charging the tax? Where are we gonna get it collected at?
So we should probably just approve.
And the
it just
reporting
go
of
with
it, and then if they
That's
don't report, and then
exactly.
you've got a court case.
Yeah,
It's my way of looking at this thing, even though we denied,
Yeah.
we said, don't do that.
yeah,
They did it.
they did it anyway. They got the quantum.
Well, they got the majority of the municipalities to go along with it. I don't think we really want to withdraw from that, because in the future, as things change, we don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
This way, it's on them,
Mhm.
and we don't have, all we have to do is cash their $27 check every year, or whatever. it is.
With the potential for us to get more if we have
Yeah,
more
if there are
Airbnbs.
more.
Yeah,
Right.
and unfortunately, this Saturday, I was visiting with Mike Knowles, they were coming to Door County, they couldn't find a room, it was over $300, so they went to Cedarburg instead. However, at the meeting, there were 3 people said, oh, we just came to Door County, we went to Washington Island. No, they're attracting people up here.
they're gonna lose the families. They're gonna lose more of the families, I think,
They're-
because families they're strapped, I mean, they don't have as much money as 2 people coming up or
Yeah.
elderly couple. you know, the family's going on vacation, but I think they're gonna squeeze
That's
them out.
where O'Connell County and all the others are doing well.
Yeah.
But this is the way it is. I mean, they've marketed the thing, they've over marketed the thing. And now they're trying to build things and now they're looking at affordable housing. And we've gone through all of that discussion. And a portion of this will address some of that. But that, I don't think it's in the best interest of the town of Forestville to withdraw from it or to not approve that. So I'd make a motion that we accept those
Yes.
agreements, sign them, stay a part of it,
Yeah,
because otherwise we're just asking to burden ourselves down the road here, that, you know, way we
I
don't.
agree with you on that.
Okay, we need, or what's the next ordinance number?
2021-01.
2021-01.
Yes,
Okay, so the first motion would be to
the room.
amend the provisions of the town of Forestville tax ordinance. And that would be ordinance number 2021-01. And that's where we're going, amending it to going to,
Well, the revision would be from the 2018, 2008. Where did I just?
2008-02.
Oh, two, yes,
So we'll post a new one.
yes. That revises that one.
So I made that motion.
I
Okay.
second that
Okay,
motion.
motion.
They know our position on it,
To
so.
go in order to amending the provisions of the town of Forestville room tax ordinance. Any further discussion?
2008.
Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Okay. Then we would have to have a intergovernment room tax agreement, third
Yes.
amendment and reinstatement. Then we get back to Door County. You didn't miss that? Miss my
I got it.
TH. Okay.
So do we need a motion on that?
Yeah.
And we would need a motion for that,
To sign the intergovernmental agreement.
right, right.
I would make that motion.
I will second that
Motion
motion.
made by Larry and second to sign the intergovernment agreement and reinstatement. Any further discussion? All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hearing none, motion's carried. Then there's a resolution authorizing and approving intergovernment room tax agreement amendment number 3. And that's a resolution.
Yes,
And those are the 3 documents. That would be resolution number
same 2021-01.
01. This is now a resolution authorizing and approving the intergovernment room tax agreement amendment number 3. We probably got mixed up here in the order, but you know what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, I would make a motion that we adopt that resolution.
I second that.
Motion made to adopt the resolution authorizing and approving intergovernment room tax agreement amendment number.
I read all that and sat and thought about it. It's like, you know, they got us what I really wanted to say.
Right.
All those in favor, please signify by yea,
Yay.
approved, negative, motion's carried.
Okay, I will need 6 signatures from you, Roy.
Okay. Nice.
Are you gonna scan those and send?
Yes, I will. Yes. I have them all upside down, ready for your signature. There's 6 pages, 6.
We'll do that right now. You're gonna put the dates in and everything.
Yes, I'll complete them. Yeah, when I went on the computer and I couldn't find that resolution, so then I went in my files and I dug it out and I have it. But
What
that
we-
one you
What
just
we had last time was
mark it
that
out anyway.
they didn't have
Oh,
this information. We have to
well,
write
before we
these
did
out.
that.
Yeah, this is the 2008.
Is this the one we also have to post?
I don't think so, because it's not
This
gonna
is,
be,
this is just basically
right,
a restatement of
this,
this.
right. With the.
And in there, it
percentage change.
says that we are replacing.
I can scan that too and send that to you if you want to post that one also and keep it for the record. I'm
Well,
not
it
sure.
should be in the record.
Yeah,
Because that's really where we
Yeah,
have all of
uh-huh.
that stuff.
I can do that.
What was it you signed?
Oh, I have the one at home is signed, the one that I
Oh,
have,
wait,
yeah.
this, no,
I have
oh,
another one at home. that's
this
signed.
thing? See this, this
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
But that is,
Yeah, it's the same.
Well, you've got a copy of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you scan that whole mess, I
Okay.
mean, all of that, you can get it up on the website.
Okay. Looks good. And then I'll send one to the county and go to the destination.
Okay, moving on. American Rescue Plan Act update. Jake Langdon Hall, the outreach specialist, gave me an hour presentation. I sat in the middle of the room and I could not see the screen. The print was about that tall. And he had a nice PowerPoint presentation on American Rescue Plan Act. And what it could be used for. It could be used for public health, personal protection equipment, water and sewer, refer to the Clean Water Act, a broadband, and revenue replacement. We got an email today from Mr. Jennings. And he says that Door County broadband infrastructure engineering assessment will be completed on or before October 2nd. Many of you have supported the study by allocating some of your ARPA funds at the rate of $2 per capita. We immensely appreciate that support. We will soon receive the consultant's recommendation on provisions of the county-wide broadband network. I ask that you consider committing ARP funds to other projects until we receive the consultant's recommendations. Committed. The town of Washington and the town of Liberty Grove are committed 100% of their ARP funds to broadband. And the message that we've got in different places was, one, there's so much money coming for broadband by federal and state governments that probably we shouldn't be spending money on broadband. And the second message that I got last Saturday was we should be target patients is a key on this money. And we will get the final rule next week, but not next week, but probably next year. But what we have to do is that, and on October
1st.
next report, when you have your October 1st, or is it October 31st?
I'd have to look.
I think it's the 30th.
It could be,
Yeah.
Yes, it is the 31st because our
31st.
meetings are in October.
Yes,
Yes.
so we are next, at our Wisconsin Counties Convention,
Mhm.
Jake is gonna do another big presentation and he'll have a new computer program update.
Good.
But we'll have to look at 2016, 2017, and 2016, 2017, 2018 for any lost revenue in 2019. And because in our October, way I heard it this morning, that in our October report, we'll have to show any lost revenue that first year. Now, the way that whole calculation works is that they're assuming that we lost 4.1% lost revenue. So if it comes up less than 4.1%, we use 4.1%. If it's over 4.1%, we use that, that's over. And if we don't have any lost revenue, well, then we can't use any lost revenue. But this was the first time in the history of this country that federal funds went directly to local government. Very first time. It never happened before.
Now, is he going to be doing something different than that spreadsheet we got initially?
That's what he said. He said
I
it's a
certainly
new,
hope so, because that is a very difficult
and
thing to work through.
and he, like I said, only the colors I saw was red and green on the board. I couldn't read the screen. And he was, he's into this. And so what I'm going to recommend Thursday night is that we get Jake Lendenhall back. We had him back on Zoom, on a Zoom meeting back in February.
I don't know.
You mean at the Door County?
No,
Unit?
we had a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, Door County Unit.
Unit meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, he was, you weren't there. He was on the Zoom meeting. He was just talking about different things. But one of the things the most thing that you use is your report C. Everything, and you don't use any federal money in it, on that, so.
Now, is that report C from 2016, 17? Okay.
Yeah, that's what you,
All right.
you have it. I guess it's just a matter of plugging in those figures and you get your lost revenue calculations. And it's different than any way we've ever calculated lost revenue on that. But that's the latest information I have on American Rescue Plan Act. It can be used for public health. And again, some people say, well, can we build a new town hall? That's public health. You know, it bought the town hall anyway, the market, but if you could put air conditioning and high vac system, your heating and air conditioning system in, it's so many different things. You can even use that money to give to some nonprofits. It's all over the board, but the key thing is to target patients. And here Jennings is saying, hey, give me your money for broadband. Well, there's money coming from broadband.
Lots of it.
Yeah, and I don't understand the whole thing. So
Yeah, ultimately, I think that's gonna ultimately be more like a subsidized utility. Is what broadband
It was
is.
supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, from what I've read,
Right.
I mean, we've got this, you know, DSL service, it seems to be really reasonable, folks are using it. I've not heard any complaints about the availability of our open access here. And I know during the school year, we've had students coming out here in the parking lot to do schoolwork.
Do you know anything about these signs that got put in the ditches about fast internet?
I have no idea who puts those out.
No,
What does it say?
anything about-
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's an
Oh,
advertisement of some sort, but they're all over the place.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's a company that's trying to
Mhm.
Yeah.
do, right?
It's gonna be hard for the grass cutters, because they're, they're on just about every corner, it seems.
Yeah,
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
I just wondered if somebody called to find out what it was about.
Mhm, mhm.
I never called.
they're just sticking in the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're
yellow.
like campaign signs.
Yeah, they're,
Well,
they're yellow, yeah,
Yellow and green.
all over,
How big are they? Boy,
just like a campaign sign,
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
So
small.
it's not been approved by the Dare County.
no.
You could sue on the phone, let her know. Suzanne. let her know.
Yeah, I didn't see them. I'm not aware of them. I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all-
This one on the corner is
Yeah.
gone, but
Oh, is
there's
it?
one over by Jared's corner.
Yeah, there's one, I think, on our road.
Mhm, mhm,
There might have been one on the corner, but maybe it got into the planter
mhm,
box.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions, on American Rescue Plan? We don't have any more information than I just gave you, and people are asking for money how to spend it right now.
Oh, I've gotten calls.
You have to.
Oh, yeah. Well, get after that and let's get some roads fixed here and there.
You cannot use it for roads unless it's a lost
Lost
revenue.
revenue.
Now,
We don't know that yet.
yeah,
We don't know where we're at.
now, is a culvert considered, it's a clean water? So if the DNR said you had to build put a certain culvert in to get rid of this muddy water, so you have clean water, that may be, but you just cannot say, hey, culverts are gonna count.
It's borderline.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion on that, so. So, okay, moving on, invasive species, anything new on that one, Jason?
County finished some of their, was it teasel, I believe it was, that they were spraying. They did some parsnip.
They did parsnip along 42.
They did. And then with the amount of rain that they got, it just increased a lot of beds for spreading. Some of the beds are spreading. Frag will be getting started and closer to fall. Jason Wilkie will be doing that. But he's getting revved up for fall for that. 'Cause usually you do your frag in fall. So, but I'm also still plotting more and more areas when I'm around, so. And third shift did help me do that too, because I was plotting on third, so.
You still on third shift?
I will be this week, yeah.
This week.
So, yeah. But yeah, so we got that going on, and then I talked to Samantha Quinn
Yes,
today,
Sam.
actually. We got up to speed with her on that one. I have another plat book that I've been filling out after we talked to you last month about plat books. I got another one. So then I've been just, I doctored that up, and then I will then get that back to her, and then she'll update the plat maps accordingly, so. Yeah.
Town hall agreement. Thank you, Ruth. For putting that together.
Actually,
Larry did?
Larry did, yeah.
Larry did, thank you, Larry.
I don't know if I got everything captured from our conversation?
I thought it was very thorough.
The only question I have is this 90 days, postmark 90 days.
Cancellation, yeah.
Cancellation.
But it's not gonna hurt to be in there because nobody pays ahead anyway.
That's how we talked about it last
Yeah.
month.
So I
30
think
day,
just leave
60
it.
day, 90 day, what difference does it make?
Yeah, I
If
think
you're
we
not,
just leave
it
it.
said, should it become necessary?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, all
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
should it become, okay,
That's how it starts.
yep.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I made
that's-
no
that's fine.
change to
No,
that.
that's good.
The only other change was to,
Pavilion.
the pavilion was added to, in the ballpark.
Mhm.
And the title is a license rental agreement,
Mhm.
because you are granting license to use. But it's a rental agreement,
Mhm.
and it's got all of the elements as we had discussed last month with our, that we have put together. So, and I sent it to Ruth and she forwarded it to you. I did it closer to the meeting date. That's okay.
Yeah, this is good.
One of the attorneys spoke to us on Friday afternoon and said that in this day and age, you have to make sure your wording is correct, because he said even in the state legislature, we write up the laws and the courts interpret them differently than what we intended.
Oh.
And there was 2 cases that he cited that happened to him where the courts didn't agree with what the legislator had written up, and he was part of the ones that writing it up. So he said, I had 2 failures. on
So
that.
I did send you the Word document.
Yeah.
So you could pull draft out of there, and maybe we could fill that in. I don't know which way you want to go. It's a draft copy.
Mhm, mhm. Or you wanna just delete that and then just send it again, or?
Yeah.
But we all had a chance to read it. I see no changes, and what we would need is approval. Go ahead, go forward with this.
I make a motion to accept the license rental agreement and changes that were made to it. Going forward.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Jason, seconded by Larry. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
That'll be nice, because then they will only have one form to sign instead of 2.
Okay, right, very good.
After we get the
Thank you.
document itself
Okay, any,
printed out and finalized,
Mhm.
then we can replace all of that stuff
Right,
on the
right.
website.
any news from the sanitary district?
No, nothing.
Okay,
Everything's good.
cemetery report, Larry, anything?
The only thing was that the wind took care of our one tree down at Brockhausen.
Yeah,
And did you get it cleaned out?
and Roy and Sue were out there. We cut the tree up and we put the nice pieces next to the stump. I don't know if somebody picked it up or not.
Yeah.
And all the branches to our dump.
Okay, and then I noticed as I came through, the squirrels have been busy. Obviously from last year, maybe even, I don't know. But we have several volunteer, looks like black walnut or some kind of acorn tree. Something's growing over a couple of the grave sites.
Really?
And it just sprouted up. I mean, they went wild once we got this rain.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I looked at, who's planting trees by headstones?
Oh, is that where they are?
Yeah,
Oh, we got full on.
so there's that and that cottonwood stump that just,
Needs to be cut back again.
so on our fall cleanup,
Yeah,
we'll address those and we'll just cut them out of there.
yeah.
But they're, I mean, they must have been small, but they're like this now. I mean, with all that rain, it just went boom.
Wow.
Other than that, nothing, no other activity in the cemetery area.
Southern Door Fire Department report. The
No
only thing I can report is that they had a very successful parade and drill. They sold a lot of hamburgers, a lot of booyah. The booyah was made by the same person that did the booyah at Belgian days, I guess, I figured. And so it was very good. They kept going till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I guess they kept on. Yeah.
Was there any results come out of that thing that's Wappy?
They're meeting tonight.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That's right. As far as this is going on all over the country. Young people who would like to be listened to. Older people in the same organization don't want to share. And don't want to give, and that's basically what was going on in our fire department, Southern Door Fire Department.
Okay.
And so they had a meeting and they discussed it and people voiced what they had to say. And Steve Sullivan said, well, we'll give that 6 months. We'll see if that people can't work out. So,
Okay, and I know Rich Olson was dealing with that.
oh, yes, and he's, as a fire chief, that is his.
He had a write up in the paper I thought was a very good.
Yeah.
Thought he did very well with that.
Yeah, nice write up in the paper.
Yeah.
But that's going on all over the country. I was visiting with other town chairs and they got the same problem.
Yeah, firemen are having their meeting tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it's at Nashua.
That's what we, I thought it was on a Wednesday.
Well, this is, I was talking to Ronnie Clark.
Right, Clark, yeah.
Yeah, so he was telling me about that. He's like, well, come on, I'm meeting on Monday. It's like, I got a town meeting. He's like, well, that's understandable.
But I did have a tour of the Nassau Fire Station. And we're getting crowded with our stuff. We're going to have to look at some different construction in the future for housing, like, for instance, the new drying equipment for their uniforms that's being right in the shop where there's not a special drying room. If you went to Jacksonport, they have a special room in our new station for that kind of equipment. And
My question would be, is that the drying equipment for both north and south station?
no, that's just, each one got their own drying equipment.
Okay,
Each station has their own drying equipment. That was from the.
so the north station is jammed for space.
Yeah, North Station.
South station,
Jam for space,
Mhm.
yeah.
do they still store old fire trucks?
Mhm.
Yep, in a garage, I imagine so. I don't know what the garage is all about, but
Interesting.
that's where the band was set up.
I brought that up also. And that was, did you use those fire trucks in the parade this year? Because they didn't want to take out any of the newer ones and, they had those on ready in case we had a fire. So they used the old ones for
Okay.
parade and some of the little where they meet the public and promote the fire
Sure.
safety. And so they're trying to utilize it for those reasons. And I see where they're going with it.
Educational purposes.
Yeah, I get it. So,
Outreach, public
but,
outreach, that's
yeah.
fine.
but they are getting, they're cramped for space.
They've been cramped for space for a couple of years.
Right.
And adding all that drying equipment and washing equipment is gonna only add to it.
Okay, we'll move on to road work. Tina, we never did get a bill for that 30-foot culvert for Janet, we never saw anything on that. I'll keep that in my file.
But I haven't gotten a highway bill
Yeah.
now for
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah,
a while.
You sent a highway bill. a while back.
there was just one,
yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah,
just-
but it's-
just a small amount,
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't much.
No,
$1,500
no.
or something.
Yeah. No, I don't know if they're behind on billing or
That's fine.
what it is, but
Okay, all of our work is done now, except the gravel that Greg brought up. But Solona Road got finished last week. The shouldering has been done. And the Mill Road has been all done. Our culverts are all done. that we
Niles
had.
Road is done,
Which one?
Niles?
Niles Road is done. So all of our work that we have asked, I have not asked for any crack filling. We had Lewis Road for crack
There
filling.
were one or two.
Yeah,
on our list.
I haven't asked for that, because we spent a pile of money this year and I want to see where our bills are started coming in. And so grass cutting will start hopefully next week. They're finishing up in Gardner and the grass cutting should start next week. Or right after Labor Day, either one is when grass cutting is going to come. And of course, they're going to go from fence row to fence row wherever possible. We'd like to get grass cutting done now because October usually the rainy month. Jason, you had a question?
I was wondering, what about our town line road? I know one time we talked about putting in maybe a culvert pipe and some gravel and just kind of start going into it a little bit.
No, you mean our,
The contested.
no, NFP does not want to do anything.
Oh, so we're just, okay.
That, NFP does, that's the last we heard,
Okay.
is NFP does not want to do a thing.
Okay.
So that's, we left that,
so
Just to leave regular traffic
you know.
Okay.
as it travels.
I talked to Larry and I think I sent pictures to Ruth on Mill, maybe
No,
it
I
didn't come
can't
through.
pictures, no.
On Mill Road, like on the corner of H and here, the road, they need to be shouldered. The road is the shoulder's
Dipping,
gone, it's dipping. And between Old Elm and H here, the road is, the gravel's like this much away from the edge of the road.
So we need shouldering on.
We
on
need
that
shouldering,
road.
because I'm afraid they're
Should have
gonna
some
break the
gravel.
road off when they're
No
meeting,
road.
when people are meeting
It should
each
be
other.
on Friday night.
Friday, yeah, Friday day.
I was,
Gee, yeah, you were gone. So I took pictures, but I sent them to Ruth by my phone, so maybe they
Oh,
just
no, I
didn't go.
don't think so. Oh. Okay.
But it's just, I know,
Yeah,
I know,
like through here.
it's a new road and I'd hate to see it.
Yeah,
the
right through
edges
here,
breaking
it's,
off.
you can see it, yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
We're talking between Old Elm and H.
Yeah, I don't know so much that past
Yeah.
Old Elm, I
But this, yeah, this. side
maybe on the
is-
hill a little bit, maybe look where the hill, like
I don't
over the
know.
hill. I'm not sure about that or
Yeah,
not.
by the
but-
quarry?
No, well, yeah, by the quarry,
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
it's pretty reasonable, because that's where the stone comes from, is from the quarry, Mill Road Quarry,
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, so when you're talking about finishing up the Salona Road stuff, maybe you can have them.
Yeah, take a look at that.
What's going on in the road, particularly this intersection, because otherwise your trucks are continually going through.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
And if there's nothing underneath,
Okay. Okay, we got a lot of dead trees. The elm ash borer has finally taken its toll. And our swamps are really bad.
Mhm.
We don't want to go in the swamp. I guess there's nothing more dangerous than an ash tree that's dead. That's this time. And if you touch it, it can go in every direction. I know I know on Guy Road, there's at least 2 dead ash trees in our right of way. I know on Maplewood Road, before, at the junction, to get to the junction of Geyer Road, there's a dead tree in front of Anglicals, it's at Stevens' old place. And it looks like there's a dead one by Schley's place.
Mhm.
And then there's some dead ones in front of Gatestead's place. Now, Gatestead took quite a few of those dead ones down last year on the north side of the road. I don't know if you.
But are those the ones that are right by the road now?
I think they're in the right of way, they're right, or else right on the line.
Yeah.
Now, if you see a dead tree, we're gonna have to do this before the leaves come out and identify those trees that we want to get removed, because right now, our tree removers are all busy through the end of October, so this is gonna be a winter project.
You mark them with like orange or
But
something.
we have to mark our trees that we want.
Would we do that as in conjunction with our road
That's what
inspection?
that's gonna be our project, yes. Yes,
Bill
sir.
Smiling and Dennis Kruzak also called with issues with the branches and the trees right there on
Rosewood, I noticed that, yeah, well, that.
Well, those trees are leaning.
Kind of, well, on Rosewood is one, there's like some of the branches are died off and they're like dropping into the road because they had some drop in the road during the
Okay.
storm.
Okay,
The ones that I sent the photos of were leaning into,
Into
that's
the-
on
yeah.
Carnet Road.
That's on
Yeah.
Carnet Road,
Yeah.
but that's
South
leaning
Carnet.
into the,
Yeah, leaning into the roadway.
that's just before J.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
yeah, that's South Carnet.
Yep.
And there's also some complaint at the junction of Carnet and Carnet. If you look, if you are at that junction and you're going east, you look this way and look that way, there's some branches in the road and we have to clear up. But that's what are our projects we have to do. So as you drive on our town roads, and if you see a road, a dead tree in our right of way, make a note of it. And that's gonna be one that we'll have to take care of. So besides shouldering on additional gravel on Salona Road and looking at shouldering on Mill Road, that's the only thing we got on our, and snow plowing.
Oh, the other thing I questioned, old on Mill Road,
Gravel.
is that what it is, the gravel?
Yeah.
Well, the gravel goes, the pavement, and then it turns to
We
gravel.
graded that once already.
It's really bad. There's holes, there's lots
Big
of holes. I'm
holes.
surprised that Jake Babler hasn't
Well, he
complained.
called me and
Okay.
we graded it.
Oh, just recently?
Well, it would be in the month of August.
Okay, then maybe it was okay, because it was probably the first part of August that,
Okay, yeah, there were big holes in it, yeah.
yeah, okay,
yeah.
then we're probably
It
fine.
should be, it should be graded because they usually, and they should have graded Rosewood and that road at the same time, I think. your road, Old Elm, it should have been okay. I thought I traveled that one. It looked like that was okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
then
was-
it's probably done.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that was some big ones. Yeah. Okay, next one would be payment of bills. Sorry, Ruth. I cut that tree up and I confused Ruth a little bit because I put a chip in there for cemetery and she thought it was regular town hall and back and forth, and then she gave me a head, because it was all my fault, and it was.
No. First it was my fault because I had the Medicare wrong, so
The
then
Medicare wrong.
I deleted that one,
Yeah,
then I
so-
did it again, and I printed on the wrong check. Oh,
So that's pretty light week this month,
Yeah, it starts on the 19th with the Century Hill. Or 20th, July 20th.
Thought it was, which.
First page.
Good call.
First page.
AARP.
No, out of here.
I've seen
Alright.
the roads already.
You did?
Yeah.
You said the 19th.
So I gotta look at the
Yes,
card
or
chart to see what
720.
they can do for car insurance, so.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Central,
Charger
Central,
List.
I see it.
Maybe I'll get that here. It's amazing, our telephone bill is now 172.27.
Well,
Yeah,
it's internet,
Uh-huh.
it's phone.
it was a cheaper rate for 1 year, I believe, that's.
That's what it was,
what it
yeah,
was,
yeah,
yeah.
that's cheaper rate for 1 year. Yeah. We're gonna have two more garbage people, we have Thomas said.
Sadowski.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah, I tried calling him, I see he put up his own garbage can last week and I'm
Oh.
delivering him new ones.
It's on Delsart Road.
Yeah, Delta Road.
okay, so I have a question on that. There's a few people that I know of that has not paid for the garbage collecting. Do I send them bills?
No,
No.
Just
the
leave it.
county.
The county takes care of that.
County takes care of it.
Mhm.
Because it's on
It's on their
4 or 5.
taxes.
It's on
There's 7 that I know
Mhm.
I thought we collected some of those.
Some, but I.
of. Some, but I have
don't know.
7 on my list that didn't pay.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's okay, that's,
And I was talking to Ruth and I said, do they realize that the interest is getting tacked onto this?
Mhm. Yeah,
You know, if they don't pay it for 3
Yeah.
years,
yeah,
yeah, the county takes care of it.
most of them
yeah.
were living in Maplewood, weren't they? I looked at some of their addresses and some of.
I don't know, I don't really know any of these people. So
Cause the first one I got, I looked up.
He's, I think, on Carnet,
Yeah,
does he
and-
move?
And so, well, I mean, they're all, I looked them up, and they were all legitimate, they all had sewer and, yeah. And
Okay.
Tyler Vogel, did he pay?
He did pay, yep.
Yeah, he paid,
And
okay.
Nick Wolf paid.
And Nick both, so like, this guy should have paid, I saw that come through.
Okay, maybe I missed them, I missed them on checking. it
Oh, this
out.
is run 2011, this is the original one,
Yes.
this is the original,
Yeah.
link. Okay, yeah, some of these have been paid.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
And Ryan would have the list of those.
yeah,
that didn't
I
get
can talk
done.
to Ryan. And then, so the other question I have is. QuickBooks Online. Is just
I know.
very, very hard to use. And. You know, we went to this because we wanted to make sure it was backed up and we had. Had it covered.
And you were working with one set of books, not two. sets.
Yes, we were working with one set of books, but. I can't get my reports to print out the way I want them to. I can't, there's stuff in there that I cannot figure out how to fix it. I don't know, I mean, my tax roll, my taxes should be 0. And
That's
I have
still all the
25,000, I have $25,000 sitting there saying that is due on taxes yet. I don't know where it's coming from, I have no idea.
And the help that we were getting from,
She doesn't seem to know some of this stuff. I mean, I can add like these reports, she doesn't really run reports, she doesn't understand how to run reports.
and
And I haven't asked Carrie, because she had just started a new job and she,
right, and Hubbardson was, they weren't really able, again, they're not dealing with this.
yes. But the question I have is, you know,
Well, at the end of the year, we're gonna have a problem.
yes.
Yes.
So my way of thinking is it might behoove us to retain services of some kind of an accounting firm. I don't know who in town does accounting. We used to have a couple of accountants up in town. What's his name was on the corner there, Third in Michigan.
I mean, Ruth has to hit her, her
To
6
print
to
a
8
check,
times.
to print a check, I have to do 9 steps.
Print one check.
Yeah,
Would it be to our advantage though to hire somebody to give us that assistance? Because we're gonna have a problem come the
at
end
the end
of
of
the
the
year.
year.
That's where
Ruth
the
is gonna have a
problem is going to be.
Yes.
You can't get balance out on your
My taxes.
taxes. You're gonna have a reporting problem when it comes time to file a Schedule C. We need to have somebody who understands it. We've had 2 different people that have worked with us on it. Yes, we could get it to work. Yes, we could get this. Yes, we could do that. Oh, well, I don't know how to do this accounting, this reporting. Oh, I'm not sure how to do this. That bothers me. And I'm wondering if it will be to our advantage as a town to find out, what's the name of that that accounting firm, corner of
Parsons?
Parsons. With their
Well,
full service,
that's an old company.
and it's a
Yeah.
full service accounting firm.
Right.
Dina, would you like to see what Sue has worked with, my daughter Sue has worked with this quite a bit.
Okay.
Would you like to have her come and see what you could help with some of these reports, because she's.
She offered, yeah, for me too, I talked to her Sunday.
Yeah,
Well, if it's somebody who knows QuickBooks,
Yeah.
she works with QuickBooks online, and she has about 8 people
Okay.
on this one system, and they run all different kinds of reports.
I mean, just for Ruth, I mean, it should not take 9 clicks to
No,
print one
no,
check.
no,
There's
but-
there's some way to
Mm-hmm.
make this, I mean, she should be able to put all her checks in and print them
Oh,
all at
I don't, I
once.
do one at a time because, you know what happened. Yeah.
Well, she has volunteered to
Mhm.
work with you to see if she can help, maybe not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if that's all, not this week, she's busier than heck this week, like doing a lesson plan, but next week, what do you have doing next week? What's on your
Yeah,
schedule?
next week is pretty good, but not this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a date next week, I'll ask her if she's available, and then see if the 2 of you can get together. or
And to
3.
get that Medicare straightened out too, you know, that balance on there.
Yes, that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yes. What do I have
you
going
know,
on?
if Sue is, knowledgeable.
Well,
along
this is the
lines.
time that she's only gonna be here till week after Labor
Yeah,
Day,
yeah.
and so.
Well, if not, I would strongly suggest maybe we
Next week
contact.
looks pretty open to me.
Okay,
I
okay.
think
Well, I'll
Wednesday is the only thing I have something going on.
I'll ask her tonight when I get home and see if we can get hold of you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
It'll only be 3 weeks till.
I mean, even if-
Let's see what they can. do.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know, if we go by Ruth or Ruth comes by me or whatever, but
Mhm.
we
Yeah,
can
probably-
try to get together and
You
do it all.
have- Where do you work, in your office?
At home.
At your house?
Yeah.
With your laptop,
Yeah, my laptop.
so you could take your laptop over to
Yes,
her
to
place.
Ruth,
And you
yes.
both have your
Mhm,
system.
mhm.
Yeah,
And you would then say, here's where it's at, and here's what we're encumbered.
yeah.
Because Luce's desktop, you have your laptop, and that's where your stuff is at.
Yep,
So that would be the best scenario, and if Sue can help, that's wonderful. And if after that, next month, you still are got nowhere, then I think we ought to really seriously consider going to somebody like Parsons and saying, hey, listen. we
Yeah,
gotta get this.
another example here now, Southern Door Fire Department. You see, all it says is August tax settlement. It should be tax collection here, because that's the category. I put it in as tax collection because it was
And you can't
received.
print that.
It won't print on there. That description won't print on there. The only way is if I manually type it out on the bottom for a note, and then it'll print on the bottom. But then on some reports, it'll be on, and some reports, it won't have any description of what it is. So it's just, I was thinking to the end of the year, I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah,
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
I mean, it's bad
I'll
enough.
just have to go down every check and, categorize it.
Well, I, to our advantage to do right, see if we can get something.
Do
done
something
here in the
about
next
it,
few
yeah.
weeks, But then beyond that, if they can't get it
It's
resolved,
just,
let's.
Yeah, because we certainly spent money in it already.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
definitely.
And the only question I thought is, if we really can't get this to work, can't we back up on the rack space? Can't you back up QuickBooks on the rack space so it's out there?
In the old
The
system.
old
yeah.
system, the
Well, then you
desktop?
had, who then would be running what? We could look into that.
I mean, it's just an option if we can't get this.
Yeah, but then what you would be doing is running another version of QuickBooks.
Well, we'd be back to the desktop
Right,
instead of, so everything we had on the desktop would be there except for this year. That we would have to
Correct, but
somehow get back.
the
on.
question then is, who would be doing the entry into that
Oh, just
backup
like-
file? You'd be back to you'd have a program on desktop, you'd have a program on a
Mhm, yeah.
desktop,
Sure.
you've got two copies we're running two sets of books that don't agree.
Mm.
And this is what we were trying to get away from.
Mhm.
So this is a web-based or cloud-based thing. I don't think that they don't, that's through QuickBooks itself, through Intuit.
It's just there's gotta be some easier ways out there.
There's so much stuff on there that we don't even use. I
Yes.
mean, you gotta go through so much stuff to find what you
Let's see
need.
where we can get, Sue has got knowledge in this area, let's see.
Yeah, she worked that house, so she is.
So let's see where that is.
I'll ask her
Yeah.
for next week.
Cause she's been doing it for about 3 years on her program. Huh?
She just got done teaching the new gal that took over from her.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'd be to our advantage.
And they have, they, all over the south, they work back and forth on the same stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, I make a motion, we accept the treasurer's report as presented.
I second.
Motion made and seconded, secretary report, all in favor, please, signify by saying aye.
All right.
Motion carried. Oh, no, this is payment of bills.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, payment of bills. That's the same
Yeah,
thing.
pay the bill. Pay the silly bill,
Okay,
they're there.
okay. We have a district meeting coming up, town unit meeting coming up at Sebastopol at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. The town of Sebastopol, if you've been vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask. If you haven't been vaccinated, you need to wear a mask. At 6 o'clock is lunch. Who all plans to be going from our? I do.
I am.
3.
Okay.
3, are you gonna call Linda?
I can
Would
call
you
in because I
Linda?
did,
Because I got
yes.
that email.
I'm
Yes,
not
I
going
did
'cause
too.
I'm not wearing a mask.
I'd like to-
Sorry.
I like to go,
I'm just,
because I haven't been to one in a while, so I would like.
You're gonna go? Okay.
Yes.
Or,
Are we all gonna ride together or?
Can
We could,
sure can.
when would you pick me up?
Okay, let's see, pick Larry up. Oh, yeah, let's see, no, pick you up and then come down, and pick Larry on the roof.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Good. About 5:30? No, a little bit after 5.
5:15.
Probably 5:15.
Sure.
Okay. I will contact Linda and tell her 4 people.
And also mention to her that Brian Forrest will be coming too, from Soil and Water.
Okay,
And he'll be just ahead of John. What's John's last name?
Jarash.
John Jarash.
Jarash
Yeah, John
what's he
Jarash.
talking about?
will be.
He's gonna be talking about what we just talked about.
The room tax.
This
Road tax.
Door County.
Door County, destination, Door County.
Yeah. And also at the same time, I'll get with that in mind, we have the convention coming up in October. It's October 10th on a Sunday, October 11th on a Monday, and October 12th on a Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It'd be 2 nights at the Kalahari in Wisconsin Dells. And first of all, you have to because there's going to be a drawing for waiving or getting the free registration done. There'll be a drawing and
At our unit meeting.
at our unit meeting, one lucky person will get his registration of $150 paid for. So you have to decide if we're going or not. And we have to decide tonight whether we're going or not, because the registration has to be in
Yeah.
by the 21st of September, I believe.
You have everybody's registration here.
Okay, you are all set.
Yep.
So who is not, who?
Who's going?
who's
I'm going.
I'm planning to go.
I was planning to go.
I was planning not to go.
Okay.
You're not planning to go.
It's not going, so it'll be 3.
Okay,
And then I will call in and make the reservations.
and you're gonna call in and to make the lodging reservation?
Okay,
Okay,
And it's at the Kalahari.
yes.
yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay, Roy, then yours. Are you going to any of the, let's see, there's Adele's tour, I'm not doing that
No,
either.
but-
Luncheon or,
But we should go to all, we should,
John's Association, or the Advocacy Council meeting they're going to have it there as well. And we are part of that.
yes, yeah, and of course, Randy Halstead is our advocate right now.
Right.
He's what I guess. But we should take in,
I'm taking in the election training for clerks.
yes, but Monday evening banquet, the clerks, there's no charge for the clerks.
Oh, yeah, I see that now. Uh-huh.
But Larry and I should go because you might get an award. We had,
I was afraid of that.
I don't know if we are or not, but,
That's a possibility. Let's put it that way.
so Ruth, I would
Put the banquet down.
Make sure you take a picture.
Yeah,
Larry,
Yeah, they charge extra for that. don't
Yeah.
they?
yeah.
is Evers gonna be there, shaking your hand and. He finally stepped on the go of love out in New York. So.
Yeah.
See, I'll be in New York that weekend.
Oh,
Okay.
We did the parents weekend.
I will
So-
get these in.
You're gonna make the room reservations? Ruth,
Sure,
for the
and then
three of
I
us,
can-
And then you're gonna do the registration?
Yes,
for
I'll
you,
get them sent
Larry and
out
myself,
tomorrow.
And Larry and Roy put us down for that banquet to go to. That's a ridiculous amount of money.
Well,
Now, they asked how many years of service, and I looked it up, Larry, you have 8 years, and Roy has 12.
Serious?
Yeah.
Getting tired.
Yeah, me too. Mine is
This has a-
38 and
this
a
is
half.
the
You had more than 8 years, wouldn't you? Because you were like.
No, I looked at it. Oh, you mean not, this is just town
Oh,
town
town,
board.
yeah.
On the board,
On the
Okay.
board, yeah,
8 years, and this term will make 10
right.
years.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah,
And this term for you will be 14.
yeah.
And mine will be 40.
40.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Okay, anything we need to put down for next month's meeting is gonna be September 20th.
Well, we'll be reviewing this QuickBooks and support. for
Yeah,
QuickBooks.
we're okay, support,
One thing.
okay.
And by then, let's see, September, the fire department will have their
Annual
budget
meeting.
annual meeting. Yeah,
That'll be before,
I don't know when their meeting is.
usually the second Wednesday is their meeting,
Wednesday, yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
and that'll be their annual meeting. I hope we can make that one. Second Wednesday would be on,
Yeah.
thank you for the second one, that would be the 8th of September?
Yep.
September 1st.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That's Labor Day weekend, but,
I'll see if I can make that meeting.
Because Chuck always asks me about the equalized value.
Value, yeah,
Always
yeah.
figure them out from.
Yeah. So our next board meeting is going to be September 20th at 6:30 p.m. There's no other business, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Motion made to adjourn, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Greg, for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.